location? Yeah.
Hi, I'd like to welcome you to the Romocomaka Railroad one more time.
Oh, yeah, you did get it.
What you're seeing today is the test run of Rob's new PA's units from USAT. They are beautifully done. They're in the Santa Fe War Bonnet scheme. Both units, of course, are powered. We're running off of track power, and Rob is pulling a 11-car USAT Streamline set. For those of you who haven't seen this layout before, it's basically flat, so we can pull some pretty long trains on it. Here you see Rob's engines coming up the grade, pulling the set. This is going on the inner main line, which is a 750-foot loop. And there's an outer main line, which is also a 750-foot loop. And it's basically a folded dog bone layout.
Oh, yeah?
This part of the layout is called the upper loop. There are 3 loops in the dog bone. What you see here is a small freight being run by Cat going in through the S's, which is going into the upper loop on the outer main. Sounds confusing. Coming alongside of it is going to be Rob's PA's with a Streamline set. And there's that set. It is absolutely gorgeous. Looks better in real life. There's the owner of the PA's, and this is coming down the straight main. It's the longest straight on this layout. We will be putting in a passenger station to the right of what you see here to handle two passenger trains at one time. We needed a very long storage area because we have this Streamliner and we have a standard weight set that we want to be able to bring and store while we're operating. Here you see the PA's coming down the straightaway. The classification yard is on the right. And right in this area to the left, away from the layout, will be the passenger station. We have to add one more car to this Streamline set, which we're putting ball bearings in right now. And then we have a 13-car Aristo heavyweight set we're going to put in. The heavyweight set's going to be pulled by a Pacific. We're coming out of the S's now on the inner main line on the upper loop. And again, this is an absolutely gorgeous train. And we've put ball bearings in all of these cars. You would not believe how easily they roll. I've actually pulled this set with a 44-ton USAT locomotive. Here's Cat's short freight train. This is coming off the the lower loop on the outer main. And this is coming off the middle loop on the inner main, and that's the passenger set. Needless to say, you can see we have a lot of trees. Hopefully you don't have to cut any down for a few years. Like I said, the layout basically is flat. You can run live steam on it. We have 21.6 volts DC across it. Here comes that passenger train again. This is now entering the lower loop on the inner main, and you can see Cat's train on the other side going on the outer main to the middle loop. This crossover so that we can select cars from this siding on the right here also. All sidings are basically number 4 turnouts. All crossovers and access turnouts are number 6s. Here you see the passenger train coming off of the lower loop on the inner main. And like I say, it's a beautiful train to see when you're here. We're now looking at Rob's PA's coming into the middle loop. If you look back behind the PA set, you'll see the upper loop. This train is moving at approximately 65 scale miles an hour. Takes about 8 minutes to do one loop. We've actually run 4 trains on one loop at a time. Here you get to see the entire train entering the upper loop. And next year, hopefully, maybe even later this summer, we will have our passenger station built in front of this. Where you're seeing now, this train is going into the middle loop, and to the left here it's going underneath our walkway to the inner track access. We will have a new staging area built there so that people can stage their engines and their steam engines without conflicting with operations on the main. Right now we have to tie up a whole main to bring in new trains. Here's that passenger train again going underneath this bridge. And like I say, we do have one more car for that. And here comes Cat's short freight. For those of you who run here, you're very familiar with this. If you haven't run here, the layout is basically flat. You are invited to run. We run a full voltage at 21.6 for those of you running Revos for track voltage. If you want to run live steam, like I say, the basic layout is level. We've had quite a few live steamers run here, and they're, needless to say, beautiful to see. Personally, I run track power and battery power. What you see here is these cars are approximately 6 feet off the ground. This is the lower loop. It's level, but the ground slopes away, so it's very high off the ground. This particular area of the layout has been crushed by trees on 2 occasions. We've had to rebuild it twice. We've had Sandy did a lot of damage, and it also did damage up by the classification yard, and it did damage there. Here you see the PAs coming out of the middle loop. And of course Rob was excited about his locomotives, as were Cat and I. They really look beautiful. And there's Cat's little train. And all of those cars have steel wheels, body mounted KDs, and ball bearings. PAs are coming out of the S's, going towards the lower loop. There's Cat's train coming out of the middle loop, and it's heading towards the upper loop.
They are nice. They really are.
Here's the PAs coming out of the lower loop.
Yeah.
They'll be heading into the S's very shortly.
On eBay, they're getting a lot more money. They get double easily.
Well, because they're out of business.
Yeah, easy to double.
Yeah. And the big advantage of Aristo is you can run them on sharper curves.
It's all about and here it's coming down the straightaway, and right in front of that is where we're going to build that passenger terminal. I really hope you've enjoyed this brief clip, and of course you get a chance to enjoy G-scale model railroading, and we'll produce more of these as we can get along. You do have to do some building and some correcting, but we're going to do it. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.